What's up, everybody? Welcome to ESPN Lacrosse Weekly. I'm your host, Tom Eschen. It was an historic quarterfinal weekend. The first time ever, 3 of the games went to overtime. Now the stage is set for championship weekends. I was thinking going into this series that, hey, the Nationals are the hottest team in baseball. Astros probably the best team in baseball. Nationals are the hottest team in baseball and the best team in baseball right now. 19-31 on May 24th. They have the best record since then. That's better than Houston, who couldn't hit during the ALCS for the most part.
We've got a lot.
7.
We've got.
What a way to start the day, Chris. Tom Eschen here, Chris Marshall. Virginia beating Duke 13-12. They came back again to do it, Chris. It's like they had them right where they wanted them. I think Group B was stronger than Group A throughout.
Agreed.
So I think we'll see Barcelona maybe test a little bit more and see how they respond to that in the same way. I mean, Barcelona the last couple games haven't had Mirotic, which is a big piece of what they have. So I think that is something to watch for and not to be dismissed. Is that Barcelona, we heard it from Kyle Couric, hasn't played their best ball yet. I got Werewolves, number 1, because they love moons, and so do I. Number 2, the Loch Ness Monster, who's real, legit. People have been seeing the Loch Ness Monster since 565, the year 565.
Really
incredible. The staying power of the Loch Ness Monster.
And you think about these rules. We used them last year, actually, one of the first iterations of them in the President's Cup. And we got a decent look at them now, but there are some differences between then and now, and even what we saw in Lake Placid just a few months ago. So let's take a look now at what we're looking for today.
It's hard to say exactly what was wrong with Yale. Other than, it seems like a cliche, they just didn't have it, it felt like today. Yeah. They didn't have their same mojo, their same energy that they've had all tournament long. I mean, his attorney came out and called out the NCAA, saying that it's unfair rules, punish the athletes, sort of like you're saying here, Travis. But that's the rule. At the end of the day, you have to follow the rule.
The annual Will Jim Harbaugh go back to the NFL rumors have gained some steam with it being the end of the NFL season. Coach Harbaugh asked about those rumors today.
It's like warmed up oatmeal.
We told you last night his miraculous recovery from cancer. Steve, what's it mean to, your crew's here tonight, man? What's it like?
Hey, man, I didn't even realize they were going to be here, to tell you the truth.
If you ever spent any time with Tracy and watching, as Tracy right now is going to get up and get the phone, so we'll just hang out right now for a second as Tracy goes and gets the phone. Have you ever watched Lacrosse with Tracy? Her phone's always going off.
So about mid-80s. The first pitch today was 88 degrees, so an enjoyable afternoon. The Tigers lost, so it wasn't that great, but I'm going to show you in a couple minutes, because they got checkers out here because it's sunny and nice outside, how the Tigers' starting rotation is a lot like a game of checkers this year. What roles they'll play coming up next.
From your perspective, you were there. How did it feel being there?
It was kind of, thanks, Gina. That's a good question. It was kind of weird walking in today because you knew there was like a dark cloud hanging over this. You kind of look at these people like everybody kind of knows what's been happening all week long and what happened today.
The Cannons shocked a lot of people by taking Trevor Baptiste first instead of a guy like Connor Kelly. So let's take a look at the headlines we're keeping an eye on as we head into this year's draft. It's been a remarkable 2 days, Corey. It's been a great way to start the tournament here for the Michigan teams. Another amazing win for Michigan today. They came into this tournament needing at least 2 wins to get an at-large NCAA tournament bid. So far, so good.
Is this team a little more hungry than would you say? Is there more of a sense of urgency considering how close you came last year to making it?
I like the feeling that's going on in this clubhouse.
We're at LaxCon 2019 here in Philadelphia, of course, and we've had interviews, players, coaches, everyone important in lacrosse all day long. And speaking of people that are important in lacrosse, Taylor Cummings, who could probably be under all of those hats, right? You really do it all.
I try. It's tiring.
Good evening, everybody. I'm live here on the pirate ship at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Kind of a metaphor for the way this season and the offseason is going to be for the Michigan Wolverines. The flags are waving. It's a little cold and chilly with the rain falling here.
How were you able to manage all of that, being a guy who sort of had to have your hands on a little bit of everything? And I know you've got guys to do that, but also be able to get your mind ready to play. How were you able to manage that leading up to this week?
Just with your teammates.
What did it look like to you when you were a kid? What did you see when you saw Burston? Because it probably looks a little different now, right?
I was in the gym most of the time.
I've got short sleeves on. He's got a sweatshirt. He's got to make weight, and I don't. That's one of the biggest challenges for Noah on a weekly basis. Let's go. How many more we got?
That's it, buddy. Didn't pass it all the way. I'm gonna suck some air. Great job. That's why he's in college football. And I'm not. We'll talk about this later. Let's go back to you, Corey.
Not like when you were at Ithaca, is it?
No. We ran a 40 test at Ithaca, so it was a little bit shorter than that. As you can tell, I was seeing spots at the end there.
Yeah, looked like it. This is a front plank we're doing now, right? Yeah. How long do we have to hold this for?
2 minutes.
What am I doing wrong back there?
Legs together.
Don't like that. Oh, all right, all right. As you can see, this sport's not just about the person who throws the rock. It takes a full team to really get it right. So we have Reese, Sam, and JT here as I'm going to do one of my own throws. Ready, guys? All right. They were 7-9 the last 2 seasons, turning around this year with a Super Bowl title. Let's see how they did. Today, we looked for answers from the Michigan football team. Was it just the rain last week, or is Michigan really going to keep struggling offensively? Is John O'Korn the answer at quarterback? After today's performance, I'm not sure if we got any of those answers. Indiana, never an easy place to play. Double overtime win for Michigan last time. It wasn't easy today either. We go to the first. Maurice Hurst getting up on that field goal block. That's Griffin Oaks trying the field goal. Lavert Hill returns it all the way down to the Indiana 27. Watch this again. Let's see Hurst leaping down the middle there. That's a nice block. He gets the high fives on the bench too. Michigan only gets a field goal from that though. 6-0 in the second. Karan Higdon was the man today. 12-yard touchdown run. 13-0 Wolverines. So things would kind of stall a little bit in the first half after that. This is Michigan on defense, and this play right here kind of says it all for the game.
There are 3 fouls on the play, all against the defense.
Wow.
3 penalties on 1 play.
Later in the third, rebound. Nice to show a rebound. You know, we don't show enough rebounds around here. Josiel Rivero, an offensive rebound, mind you. He had 9
in the league.
Yeah, it is.
Blue?
It's very blue. I will
Very
say that.
blue.
Gran Canaria up 3. Matty Costello. Tom Izzo would be very happy with
Run
that
the
finish on the fly. Loves to run those Michigan State Spartans, and in that case, Gran Canaria as well. Thad McFadden, 8-1-0, baby. Burgos down 2 and the foul.
That would be Flint, Michigan, by
Yes.
the way.
Yep. Right in the middle of the state there. About an hour and a half north of Detroit or so. Eddie Tavares, nice catch down low. This is even nicer. Dunk you very much. The slam. I wish I was that tall and to do all of that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yep. He looked like he enjoyed it.
Can you dunk?
Not right now. No.
Okay. Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah. So he can. David Jelena can shoot. And that's a 4-point play. So you felt like the dunk, there was some momentum going in Real Madrid's way, but 4-point plays are killer. The ball bouncing all over the place here, and then Tyson Perez. And then Vitor Benite goes to work. This is deep. You can't defend him way out there. You probably should. His 21st of the game, 4-point lead now. Back on offense again. It's Benite, down 1. Sees it, bees it. That's the terrible English, but it's a great shot. 2-point Burgos advantage. Benite, 26 points, 15 seconds to go in the fourth. Gran Canaria needs 2 points. It's up to Cook, the veteran, the KG veteran. Gets to the rack and scores to tie it at 78. We head to overtime, which was all Gran Canaria. DeMonte Harbor setting up the offense. He goes, I am the offense. He had missed like 8 shots before this, but like I say, shooters keep on shooting. Gran Canaria shooting well, but it was packed in there today. As you can see, the first outdoor game for the Orange. Riley Walsh here, though, catching on the move, dives and scores. Kind of a change up there to give Duke a 5-2 lead. Let's look at this again. Kind of funny. Drake Porter got a little bit mixed up with where that ball landed. So Duke up 5-2. 2 minutes later, Nakai Montgomery. There's Joe Robertson. That's easy on the doorstep. He had a couple goals. 6-2 Duke as we head to the second half. Let's go right to the fourth quarter, shall we? Brad Smith, the dodge with the pull on him and bounces it in. His only goal. 8-4 Duke, and fans start leaving. John Desko said he saw fans leaving, and Syracuse, they've come back in games this year, and yes, they do again. They were great on the man up, 4 for 4 on the day. That's Bradley Voigt, his only goal. It's 8-6 Duke, so Syracuse in it. You're going to see a trend here, everybody. So Notre Dame's up 2 in the fourth, and then there's Tanner Cook. He scores. It's a 1-goal game, 8-7 Notre Dame, looking interesting. 1 minute later, Notre Dame with the ball. Brian Costabile firing and scoring. It's back to a 2-goal game, 9-7. 5 minutes to go in the game, still a 2-goal game. We actually took a couple goals out because the trend was that the same. Nice pass there from Justin Anderson and scores 10-9 Notre Dame. Carolina's only down 1, but 40 seconds later, Notre Dame with the ball, and you guessed it, they're going to get a 2-goal lead again. 11-9, Notre Dame leading. Can Carolina get over the hump? But it starts raining in the fourth. Things get weird. It's 8-3. Jordan Zimmerman on the mound. Jared Salton-Lamakia tries to throw out Trevor Plouffe. Terrible throw. 8-4. A run scores. After an infield single makes it 8-5, 2 outs. Eduardo Nunez, watch this, bounces off a second base. Another run scores. It's 8-6. Then Miguel Sano at the plate. Ian Kinsler at second, trying to make a great play, and he makes a terrible one. Throws wide. It's 8-7. Kinsler no longer smiling. To the bottom of the inning, still 8-7. Nick Castellanos looks at a called third strike. Brad Osmonds gets thrown out by Doug Eddings from the dugout. So Brad comes out, gets his money's worth, puts his sweater right there on the plate, so you can't see it. That's why. He's mad. So he's gone. The show must go on, though. Zimmerman still in there. Runner on second in the seventh. Plouffe, fly ball to right. 2 outs. JD Martinez drops it. The tying run scores 8-8. You just hate to see it. It's not pretty. That's kind of how the season's gone so far. But we go to the bottom of the inning. This could turn everything around. Castellanos, huge home run over the left field wall, breaks the tie. It's 9-8, his 8th of the year. So let's go to the 8th inning. Martinez at the plate, looking for some retribution, gets it, his 7th of the year. After all that, the Tigers win their 2nd straight game, 10-8. You've probably heard Steve Johnson's whistle, or maybe you thought his strike zone was a little too wide. Maybe you played in a game he refed in. Maybe your child did. Maybe even your grandchild did. But it's hard to miss his energy on the field, and even in his own backyard.
And then we come back up here, and then we have 4 holes, and we try to make 9 out of it.
Johnson started his homemade disc golf course last spring, constructing almost 4 holes by the month of June. Before he could finish the final hole, his life changed forever.
When she looked at that x-ray, she came out to me and she just says, do you have a will? You know, and at that particular time, you know, my heart sunk. It just felt like somebody hit me with a sledgehammer about that time.
Diagnosed with small cell lung cancer, Johnson was given 2 months to live.
I started praying, you know, and basically the number one thing was, hey, you know, God, give me something that I can fight here.
A friend arranged a one-on-one meeting with well-known faith healer Dr. Issam Naimi out of Ohio. The night before he was supposed to meet him, Dr. Naimi asked for a picture of Johnson.
About the time that picture was reaching Dr. Naimi, okay, I felt this warm water running in my chest, okay? And I had a royal blue shirt on. Yeah. And all of a sudden, my son goes, are you okay, Dad? You know, I looked over and he goes, man, you're sweating. You know, well, like I said, I was only sweating across here. Right. And that was it. Rest of me was dry. Yeah. But I felt that pulsation coming from my chest, like it was not waves coming in, it was waves going out. Right. You know, and I looked at my wife, Terry, and I says, I think cancer just kind of like left my body.
A new diagnosis came in. Stage 4 diffuse large cell lymphoma. Still grim, but now a glimmer of hope. The chemotherapy took its toll. He was down to 114 pounds, but he kept fighting. He started gaining weight, and in September, back up to 140, and 3 months after his initial diagnosis, where they had asked if he had a will, now the cancer gone.
For me to hear those words, like, you know, after coming back from the PET scan saying, man, you're in full remission. You know, and I looked at the doctor and I goes, oh, come on, man. And he goes, no, Steve, he goes, we don't mess with stuff like that.
And 4 months later, the final piece of his disc golf course is complete.
All I had to do was put this one little piece of zip tie on here to finish it. But it took me 4 months to finish it.
Wow. Yeah. Later on tonight in sports, we're going to have more on what the local referees are doing to kind of help him out as he continues treatment. He had chemotherapy on Monday. Still has another treatment on October 31st, Halloween. That could be his last one, Bill.
Tell with the viewers the story you told us when you walked in the studio when you were going up to do the interview.
I mean, you always expect when you go to these things, you don't know how he's going to be considering how grim his condition was. He came right out to the car. He was running out there, and it seemed like he had the energy that he's had before he was in that hospital bed. As you saw, it was pretty remarkable to see the energy he has after all that struggle these past few months.
Uplifting.
Well, a handshake is a common way of greeting someone. In sports, there's a little more to it. That's why for first-year Great Lakes Loons manager Jeremy Rodriguez, it's more than just a way of saying hello.
My hand is freezing right now.
For Jeremy Rodriguez, there's one way to warm it up.
Hey, vamos arriba, let's go.
In the minutes leading up to the first pitch of every game, you can see Rodriguez pacing the Loons dugout, ready to strike.
No, the new one.
The first thing a new player has to do is they come in my office, I give them the expectations, and then I'm like, hey, you gotta think of a handshake by tomorrow. And they're like, what?
Maybe we can go like this. We go 3 taps, boom, here, and then here. Or we can just go 3 taps and just here, or double. You want double? All right, let's do double. Yeah!
So it's something new for them, but it's like, being their own person and kind of show them like how they express themselves. And for me, it's special, and I think it's pretty cool.
So yes, he needs to remember a handshake for every single player and coach that enters the dugout. There's an art to it.
So I try to look at, body type, something someone does. So, it always starts with 3 taps. So I can remember that part. For example, AJ Alexi, he wears a gold chain all the time.
Pop it out.
So then I'll always know we have to pop the chain.
Whether it's a salsa that requires rhythm,
One more handshake.
or a blow dart that requires acting, it's a team bonding moment for not just one or two, but for every player before stepping on the field.
I wanted to make sure I did it with everyone, because I've seen in the past managers only do it with, high priority guys, or guys, the bonus babies. And for me, like, you can lose trust in players like that, because then the other players are like, well, where's my handshake? How come I didn't get one? So for me, I made it a big priority of mine to make sure I gave everyone a handshake, my coaching staff included.
It's all metal.
Obviously, I wanted to be included too.
So with you, the first thing I see is the tie.
Oh,
all right?
yeah.
So we'll go 3 taps here. 1, 2, 3. Tie it up. Go here and then bring it back.
Oh, on the, okay, all right. Yep, ready?
So, boom, 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 boom.
Thanks for watching. I'm Tom Eschen. Enjoy this best weekend of the year, everybody.